Okay.
I hope I'm not showing there.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the generator that actually powers the whole place in this place. Um, if this generator doesn't work, then definitely there's no light here.
There's no lights.
Then for that one over there, we have what's it called, the smaller generator there
Okay.
that carries most of the things there, but not all. Like the
Okay.
chapel and the building over there, and as well just the lights that can be able to capture. So that is for that small gen. Then also to the refectory as well.
Okay.
Then can move further. We call here the LOMs, and it is very strict in the seminary not to match the LOM. It's always restricted and it's not advisable. This could actually cost a lot of people something. Then here is the chapel over there. It's the soul of the seminary. When we talk about the chapel, we're talking about the whole life of the seminary. So without this place, I don't know if other buildings or structures can ever live here effective enough. But regardless, that is where it happens. You always smile there, you laugh, you pray there, and sometimes you cry as well because when when you're on tension, you tend to forget some certain things. Then over there is the refectory. You know,
Can you go closer?
yeah, you can. You can go to it, but yeah, over there is
Should
a
we start
refectory.
from this part? I just noticed something about the seminary. Like there are lots of green leaves, like nature. Why?
Yes, there are a lot of green leaves in the seminary. It actually defines we human, and it actually make us to be sensitive about our environment, and gives us that life and vibe, and it makes us human again to understand the nature of human. So it is always necessary when you get there to a seminary setting to find flowers. It gives you the courage to move on. But the flowers might be very, very, very deceptive in nature, in the sense that this thing you have to maintain them,
Hmm.
and if you did not maintain them, it's actually remains very bushy, and somehow then, but this can actually make somebody get expert in the seminary. But you just have to maintain them. That's why it's looking very nice, and that's when people come in, they see it and they love it. But this is actually one of the things that make the seminary going.
Wow. Wow. Okay, can you tell us more about this sculpture? This statue here. I guess that should be
Saint Joseph
Saint
Mary.
Joseph Marello.
Yes, definitely. It's very symbolic in this place because it actually defines us. This is our founder, and precise is the one who actually know form the congregation, and the congregation itself initially was just for the youths, and what we're having here right now is for the youths, to empower the youths, to give them the sense of belonging in the society. And that was his initial goal, until it actually happened to be that we have it now, that we have priests who are also what not trying to make the community and to make sure that youths are of that best behavior in this place. So that sculpture, it's something that actually deals with a lot of signatory on it. As you can see, the sculpture is actually pointing towards the chapel, and it's not just only pointing towards the chapel. It also has something it is pointing at, which is Saint Joseph being a worker. So, in the sense like that, we have it that Joseph Morello actually leads you from him himself, what he knows about Saint Joseph, leading you down to his life as a father. Then if you should go inside the chapel, you see a painting that shows him protecting the family of Nazareth. So it is actually protecting you, pointing you to the direction of Saint Joseph. So Mary and Mary taking care of the child Jesus. So that is the little history about this standing that I said. You should check it, you see it going towards that side.
I noticed waste bins almost all corners of the seminary. What does that tell?
Yes, it actually make the seminary looks neat. The waistband it's always advisable to be everywhere so that the seminary doesn't look tattered or because it's an hologram. So what are you expecting? Expecting neatness, especially green, and expecting life. Let it not be as if though this place is dead. If you start saying some things that you're not supposed to say in the seminary, what comes to mind is this place actually for the priest or something else, or is this where we raise the tout or something? So you always find ways being to create that sense of gentleman. And whenever you come to an environment and you find that the environment is dirty, there's two things in your mind. It's either you think about the fact that there is nobody living here or the people living here are very dirty. So what more can you say? It is more gentle to have waste bin everywhere. So
Okay, I'm seeing a tractor here. What's it for?
yeah, this although it is abandoned right now because it's recently not good. This tractor has actually cut down a lot of trees in the bushes.
Wow.
Yes, it's helped us to taking our farming and all of those things because we are called St. Joseph the worker. And what is it about St. Joseph or the seminarian of Oblate of St. Joseph without being a worker? So we are known for our work, and that's what we do. We make sure we do a lot of farming because St. Joseph, as our muse, has always direct us that work is essential in life, and in order for you to become somebody, you have to work to make sure you ascertain that goal. So that's tractor. It's a memory. Yeah? A lot of persons have used it down to ourselves, but recently it's just not too good.
Okay. 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 Since this is the refectory, right?
Yes,
So what do you
ref-
have to tell us about the refectory? Because I think most of us don't know what a ref looks like or what it is, and why is it called a refectory?
well, to the seminary, refectory is apart from the chapel, refectory is another place of bonding. We actually bond spiritually in the chapel, but physically we do more of the bonding here in the refectory. This is a place where brothers laugh, speak, no eat, dine with each other, and sometimes it might be very crampy to the extent that you become the joke of that day, but doesn't actually mean that they love you less, but only just not trying to cruise around and make sure that the day keeps on going and everything is actually going right. So the thing is just that it just gives you that spirit to move on and seeing people that actually love you and like you. So this is the place of bonding, more bonding, laughing, more happenings happen here. We discuss most of the intellectual base of the seminary, arguments of great people came from the refectory because from there you get to understand some people's point of view about things. So that's just the refectory heights makes things happen.
So does that mean that after the chapel, the next important place is the refectory?
Yes, like like they always say, the to get to a man's heart is by luring him into eating. So definitely, the refectory after the chapel, it's another place of much importance, and it makes people actually understand some important thing, basis of unity. So that is it.
Okay. So is it the refectory? Is it just for the seminarians and the priests, or both non-religious, or is it
Uh,
just for the religious?
well, the refectory it's for seminarian, the priests, or religious. Then, if an outsider comes in, the person is well welcome to eat and dine with us. But for the house of Saint Joseph, we actually do what is called welcoming them. We welcome as much person, and to make sure the person feels at home at every given time. So the person is well welcome whenever it comes to the refectory. No matter the status of the person, no matter how the person is, the refectory is for everyone. Because you cannot deny a man his food. And when anyone has labored, it's necessary for the person to eat. And you can't do a day without. And what is love without feeding? So it's always necessary to always know this is a place of memory. A lot of visitors have come here and eat, dine, laughed, and even at the end of the whole thing, we always appreciate the hospitality that has been rendered to the person. So it has been a lot of memory in it.
Okay. Well, I just noticed that the formation house is so big. Why? Are the landscape reserved for other projects, or is it just the way it's supposed to be?
So my best of knowledge to many community that I've been to this my few years, the seminary is always a place where it's very big, wide, very exploiting, and it deals with a lot of things. Because seminary, we have to work hard the day in, day out. So the place actually help us to find our strength. That is one. It finds our strength, knows us better. Then at the same time, it's for the space and to make it very beautiful and necessarily to dispatch, no, not to dispatch, but to make us free from noise from the outside world, to make it, as you can see, the chapel, before any outside noise comes in, because we need the perfect silence we want. So it's very hard because it's spaced from the outside world. So it makes us that solemnity, if not because of the all these things. I mean, once when you enter into the seminary, it's always like a graveyard. So that is the reason why it is very spaced, very open, and very wide, so that that sacredness of this place will continue to be maintained, and that noise will not increase. So that is the reason why we have a lot of space. Apart from walking, it is for the noise. Whenever we're meditating, we meditate with the spirit as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, sister. Good evening. Okay, sister said I shouldn't put the camera on her face, so I'm not going to show you her face. So, sister, how you doing?
I'm good, I'm fine.
Okay, so what do you have to tell the OSU youths?
They should keep up the good work. They should keep trying.
Okay,
I know it's not easy out there, but they should keep trying.
okay.
Thumbs up.
All right, thank you very much, sister. Full shape of the chapel. And I noticed something about the chapel.
Okay.
I was expecting it to be as big as the mega church. But I came here and then I saw a little space, not little, but I was expecting to see a bigger church, like kind of a church, normal church landscape, but I saw also why is it like that? Okay.
Yes, the chopper is looking very tiny, not so tiny though. But according to you, you say it's tiny. But no, the thing is not tiny. It's just the chopper is meant only for the seminarians and to be able to concentrate, and it's not for. That's why they call it chapel, not church. It's not a parish. So in this place, it is limited to a lot of things. That's you can't actually get married here. You can't do some kind of sacrament except the institution of the holy order, and I can't really say, and as well first Holy Communion and all, and that again, and confirmation. The bishop wills to make it happen here. The thing is just this: the chapel is very small to contain just the seminarian. That is what it's supposed to be, because this is an hologram for the seminarians. So it's just for them, and I don't think building a bigger one will actually make any difference, but just to contain that little amount of people, we make it hard. But regardless, this one is even bigger than many other seminary school
Chapels,
chapels.
really?
But what can you say? What can you do? But this is just is big, and sometimes we able or we receive parishioners here just for them to experience how the seminary is. But regardless, this is just meant for the seminarians only,
Okay.
and the priests who are actually around. So building a bigger one, I don't think it will actually give that. It's when you are having the parishioners that you tend looking. But this is a seminary. What do you need? It's just the tabernacle, the altar, then where the seminarians are to sit. So definitely, big one is not going to be the actual say for it. So it's just a small one. You can pray, and our prayers will be acceptable to God.
Okay, I know I must have asked this indirectly, and yes, you've answered it indirectly too. But I just want to know, so this chapel, is it just only the seminarians that celebrate mass here every Sunday, or both the neighbors from outside the seminary school, can they celebrate mass here too with the seminarians, like Sundays?
Honey norms, will I call it? Normally, the seminary is reserved only for the seminarians, but now recent age, things grow, day by day, and we see or we deem it fit to actually, about some people who are neighboring, who cannot just, walk far to get uh, a parish, so they can as well come experience the seminary as well for that one day, then probably continuously every Sundays like we do here every Sunday. So yeah, we accept parishioners, but we don't call them parishioners, we call them community members.
Community
Yes.
members.
So
Okay.
they come here, worship with us, they marry, celebrate the mass with us, they attend the mass, and know they feel the presence of seminarians actually doing things that ordinarily they see only just the priest. So experiencing the hallowed ground of the seminary, it's another thing. And I might say, or I will say, it's always a nice thing actually celebrating the mass or attend the mass with the seminarian. We hear people sing, we hear a lot of things. The normal thing we do in the parish might be extraordinary because this is the seminary. So
Wow.
you always get not a praise though, but you always get the best out of the best in the seminary. So that's it.
So basically, the doors are open for community members, right?
Yeah, definitely. Even from far off, as long as nothing, as long as it's not anything that will disturb the peace of this place, it's
Wow.
always welcome to everybody. This is a place of Saint Joseph, the home of Saint Joseph, where everybody is welcome. So nobody is actually taking off, but try to create that bond.
Wow, and I can see a statue up here at the roof of the chapel. Who is that?
That's Saint Joseph.
Again,
Saint Joseph,
Marilu or
just Joseph.
Saint? Okay.
This is Saint Joseph, a protector statue. As you can see, he's trying to hold on to baby Jesus there.
Yes.
You see him down there, and he's standing on the church. He has always been the protector of the church. So, what are you expecting? Saint Joseph, the protector, and that's the reason why he's there, to protect the church and to always lead us directly to his son. Now, his foster son at that. So, that's why we're having him up there.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So this building, what's it called, and why is it here?
Yeah, this is the building of the brothers, non-professed brothers, we call them.
Okay.
The brothers have stayed for 5 years before they're being professed.
As deacon or seminarians or
Yeah, they are being professed as professed brothers.
professed
When
brothers. Okay.
OHJ will be added to their names.
Hmm.
But for this period of time of aspirancy, what we call it. You will be in this building and you go to school in the morning, you rise. This is like where we actually rest our head after the long day, stress, and all of those things.
Mm.
So, this is where the brothers going for philosophy stay. We study philosophy for a period of 4 years. Then we have Orientandi as well. Those are the people who are just in their spiritual year, getting to know the congregation better. They as well stay with the brothers to get acquainted with most things in this community. So it's from there, from the room, they give you a lot of training, they advise you. Sometimes it can be very rough at times, but most of the time it's always a sweeter thing.
Wow.
So it's like the starting rock for us, the
The
seminarians.
seminarians.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, these brothers, is it that after being a brother they become seminarians or they are just brothers?
We are all brothers. The only thing that differentiates us is this: we have from the non-professor, from the Oriet handy down to the deacon are called brothers.
Hmm.
Then when you enter the deacon stage, then a reverend will be added to your name.
Yeah.
That's actually distinguish you that you're already a cleric before your final ordination. Then that is it. So, but the thing is just that you can only differentiate us by our class, knowing that
Hmm.
one is actually a year ahead of you, and so there's nothing that's only what can differentiate us if you should see us outside. But the true thing is just that all of us still remain that one person. So nothing actually differentiates us. So we are all seminarians, to be precise. We were all seminarians. So all of us are seminarian until you are you've entered the stage of a deacon, then you know you're not a cleric. So for us from Orientandi stage down to the professed, down to novitiate, down to postulancy. But let me put it in order. From your Orientandi down to philosophy, down to your postulancy, to your novitiate, down to professed, till you get to your acolyte, your lector, and get down to the deacon, then you're all there. It's until you got into that place of deacon, then definitely change for you.
Okay, thank you very much. So this mighty curse, what does it stand for? What's the symbol?
You know that not per se, but this is just a signal of Christ suffering on the earth, and it's very visible. So it's constantly reminding you of Christ that this is a church and that is a symbol of church. So that's the only thing I can say for it.
Okay, thank you. Well, one thing I envy here is the peace and the nature, the green life here. Wow. I just wish everybody can just have this experience because this is nice. This is nice. So what about this building?
Yeah, that is the perfect building where the
Okay.
priest and the prophet brother stays.
The stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, Nothing much, but that is just where I can't say much about there because I've not actually experienced there. So definitely it is. Well, the only thing I could say is this is where the prophet's brother stays, and life still remains for them till probably one day God chose.
To call them.
Yeah.
Wow. And what about this?
That's is our classroom where we have lectures,
Wow.
seminars. Then up the upstairs we have our library. So that is where we study at night. We either study in the classroom or in the library. So those are the that place. Well, it's something that it's actually do with our intellectual. So it's very dear to us because we have to move further in life. And in
Wow.
order to move further, you have to read and read and read in the seminary. It's always necessary.
Okay. Wow. So this the little building there. What's that?
Oh, oh, okay. That used to be for, as you can see, the old woman standing over there. That she's